The average celebrity black person is crazy.
Why are we so worried about bullshit? Because we can't read. And why? Because we're teaching the old curriculum that Thomas Jefferson implemented for black people to learn how to listen to white people. And we still have the same curriculum now.
Everybody hits a point in life where you get tired and worn down. You feel like you've messed up too much and there's no way back. But sometimes all you need is one more day, one more conversation, one more opportunity for God to use you, use your life, and turn things around. And that's what this film, Just One More on Angel, is about. It follows Jess, a recovering addict who carries shame, doubt, and the weight of her past. Then she meets Charles, a dying man who is praying that God will use him just one more time. This is a story about redemption, family, and forgiveness. It's about refusing to quit when life feels impossible. And this is why I respect what Angel is doing. They're not just putting out cynical entertainment. They're telling stories that actually mean something. Stories with purpose, hope, and heart. Go watch the trailer for Just One More today and share it with your family and friends. Stream Just One More right now on Angel. Join the Angel Guild so more stories like this can be made because hope is still worth fighting for. Damon Dash, get over here. Get over here. You a grown man, and why are you talking like this? This is why I'm black, but I know black people messed up. There's the good ones, like me and others who are sane, but the average black person is crazy. I mean, I would say average. The average celebrity black person is crazy. This man is grown. This man was up here in the community. At one point he made a lot of money. Listen to Damon Dash. Put him up here. Listen to the excuses that are continuously made by people of color. This fool think I ain't gonna speak for him. Just know that a lot of black people think like this and it's crazy. Not all. A lot of these celebrity types that have the financial ability to change things, they're old enough to know better than to say these stupid things, but they still push this garbage. Roll the clip.
The biggest problem with us is our cognitive skills and our reading skills.
Okay.
If a kid doesn't know how to read by the time he's in the second grade, they build a jail cell. And then when they go to jail, they give them all these drugs. There's so many issues that I'm dealing with. And if you ran for office, you know what it is to pass a law, then you should teach it. Because no one taught you how to run for office, and that's an issue. You know what else is an issue? Most of the school books that we were educated were made by Mossad. Did you know that?
No.
That's the thing that you need to know.
Who is that for people that don't know?
Ghislaine Maxwell's father, remember the one with SP, the father, is a Mossad agent, and his job was to make school books for American children. Do the research. I just think we're too distracted with bullshit. And we need to know the fight and our problems so we can fix them. Why are we so worried about bullshit? Because we can't read. And why? Because we're teaching the old curriculum that Thomas Jefferson implemented for black people to learn how to listen to white people.
Is it Mossad or Thomas Jefferson? I just want to know which excuse you gonna make now. That fool said the reason that we care about books because we don't know how to read. You don't just automatically read because there's a book sitting in front of you. You have to have people teach you how to read. You have to have the willingness to learn how to read. And you have to have the parents that support you to learn how to read. Instead of y'all listening to all this crap on music and basketball and all this stuff, maybe you should spend some time learning how to read. It ain't got nothing to do with the white man. Y'all will blame white people for everything. I swear that Negroes like this think that the white man pushing his back on that girl and getting her pregnant. The white man didn't tell you not to go in that football game without a helmet on. The white man didn't tell you to go over Sinead's house last night when you know you ain't trying to be committed and you don't want no kids. The white man didn't tell you not to sign that birth certificate not show up at the hospital. The white man didn't tell you to do drugs and sell drugs to your own brothers and sisters. The white man didn't go get that AK-47 or that Glock and tell you to spray the hood up. The white man, they living their life out here, walking their dogs in a peaceful world. Y'all doing that. Let them finish.
And we still have the same curriculum now. So we need to know our issues. And regardless to how we feel, unless you get a law passed, it doesn't matter. Did they teach us how to pass laws? No. Why? So I've spent a lot of time with principals, with politicians, congressmen running up in jails. No press for that. They don't want to ever see me do God's work. But we don't talk about God's work. We talk about the devil's work from 20 years ago when I was a kid. Why don't we talk about what I've done as an adult and how much I pushed the needle and action, not words? That's what I don't understand. That's why the narrative is up. Y'all never talk about God. You only talk about the devil.
You too grown to be this stupid. That fool said, he said all kind of stupid stuff. But they don't teach us how to vote or they teach us how to pass a law. You could go right now to your phone and put, how do a law get passed? And you could Google, ChatGPT. You can even ask your mama. You could go ask your white neighbor. Since y'all think black people don't know how a law passed. All these black people in Congress, and black people don't even know how a law passed. Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, I forget his name now. I think it was Thurgood Marshall. Verify that for me. I think Thurgood Marshall was the first Supreme Court justice that was black. Probably over 100 years ago. What are we talking about? Black people were Republicans, senators, and all this stuff. Like, I think the first black judge was like 18 something. The first slave owner in 1600 something was a black man. He went to court and fought for ownership of his indentured servants and won in court. Black people were going to court since the 1600s. I'm telling you guys, these people are either stupid, evil, or both. Black people have had prominent, functional, they just weren't as much as white people, but they had functional, prominent positions in society since the 1600s. Not every black person was a slave that lived here in the United States of America. Slavery was proliferated in the South, not the North. Indentured servants had more abilities, finances, property, leverage than white people migrating over here after black people were over here. What are we saying? The first female millionaire of any race was a black woman. Madam C.J. Walker, Sarah Bree Love. She was the first female millionaire out of any race in the late 1800s, early 1900s. In the 20s, black people had Tulsa, Oklahoma. They call it Black Wall Street. Everybody talk about it getting torn down. It was rebuilt 5 years later. I mean, come on, man. It's crazy to me that, like, it's an entire segment of black history that's just missing. They go from slavery, jump over all black success, to now these dumb Negroes in the street with their pants sagging, shooting at each other. And they even jump over all the black people that aren't doing that. They go from here. So all the black kids now that grow up only think that black people exist in slavery and Jim Crow and today. Did you know that Harriet Tubman was married to a black man who was free? Harriet Tubman was married to a man who was a free black man, and they lived together. At the time when Harriet Tubman was a slave, she lived with a black man who was free, and she had a job. She worked, but she was still technically owned, and he took portions of her income. But she was married to a man that was a free black man. What was he doing all day? He wasn't a slave. He wasn't owned by a plantation owner. He had the opportunity to do what he wanted to do because he was a free black man. Do you know that most black people who were free black people in the South? Most black people who were free were in the South. Black people used to have slaves. Hundreds of black people owned hundreds of black slaves in the South during slavery. Why? And I'm not making it okay. I'm not saying that black people weren't treated poorly. But if you listen to these fools, they act like black people we just had nothing. We were all slaves. That wasn't true. We were all on plantations getting beat. Have you heard of the house Negro? There were black people who lived in a house. They never lived on a plantation. They never were beaten as slaves. Slavery had different segmentations of slavery. And all black people didn't live on a plantation with 100 getting beat all day. All right. I could go on forever.